Namaskar, Pranam, hello friends, I'm RVD and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is going to be the next video of my playlist, Placement Interview Questions on C Programming. After a very detailed video on the first formatted input function that we had seen, scanf, this is the next installment for formatted output. So the question for this particular video is going to be, what is the printf function in C? Obviously, it is the formatted output. Most of the things we have seen in scanf will also be useful in printf, because printf also works with the concept of format specifiers. And the table of format specifiers we've already seen in scanf. Fine, so let's see what exactly is printf, what is the syntax of printf, and let's try to add some more examples to understand printf in detail. Okay, so starting with function printf. Now by now all of you have understood one thing, that printf will be used for formatted output. So it's a formatted output function given by C. As the name suggests, printf, so you'll be able to print with the format. So your printf is capable of printing the given output in any format. So whichever given format we have, it will be able to print that. Again, you have to specify. And for specifying, it also requires the concept of format specifier. Format specifiers, which we had discussed in scanf, are same as printf, so I'm not going to repeat that. If at all you have not seen the previous video of function scanf, it will be advisable to see that video, so you'll be able to understand about the concept of format specifier, which I've already done in detail in the previous video. Okay, so let's look at the syntax, and you'll be able to compare that with the syntax of scanf as well. So if you look at this, you've got a name of the function as printf, as we earlier had scanf for that function. Here it is printf. Look at the arguments. We again have two sets of arguments. The first one is control string and the second one is argument list. Can you see one major difference here? The argument list is not preceded by ampersand or address operator. And again, that is quite significant. In case of scanf, we want to store the value, so we require address. But in case of printf, I want to print the value. So I don't want the address, I want the actual value. And hence the arguments will not be preceded by address operator or ampersand. Okay, this is something which you require to understand and remember. Okay, I don't know where you get those skills from. Maybe I've seen most of the students remembering in the very remembering or maybe understanding in very opposite way. That is, they put ampersand with printf and they don't put ampersand with scanf. So it is exactly opposite. A simple way to remember is, I want to read and store. Okay, for storing I need address, or for printing I need address. For storing obviously, and for printing what you need is a value. So scanf with address operator, printf without address operator. Okay, let's move on to control string. Now what control string of scanf can contain? If you remember, it can only contain format specifier. It does not allow any other special character. So if you have any other special character, it must repeat in the input. Now this is not the case here. We are not taking input, we are displaying it on the screen. First of all, this control string is very sensitive. Whatever you do here will be reflected on screen as an output. If I put a blank in between, or if I put 2 blanks, 3 blanks, 4 blanks, they will appear as it is on screen. So what all we can have? I can have in control string, the first thing is I can have format specifier for sure. Okay, so format specifier is when I want to print the variable's value. So which format I want to display the variable's value would be decided by format specifier. That's very strange, Your variable has a data type. So if I'm printing an integer variable, ideally I should be able to directly print the variable in its format. But no, it is by giving format specifier we got more control. I can print one type of value in other format using format specifier. That's the strength of format specifier. Okay, we'll come to that when we'll see the examples. Second one, I can have all the graphical characters, or the one which rather cannot be displayed but the effect can be seen They're called as escape sequences. So I can have escape sequences. You might be wondering what are they? It's like /n, /t, and all those escape sequences are possible, so that you'll be able to see the effect of those escape sequences. And third will be a simple text. I can have a simple text. So if I type something like India and then I put some %d, %d will be replaced by its value, but India will get displayed as it is. See, थोड़ा फर्क देखो. Try to understand the difference. Scanf में अगर कोई special character if I put in format specifier, it must repeat in input. ये rule था. But in printf, if at all it understands, like format specifier, escape sequence, it understands. So it will be accordingly printed. But if it doesn't understand anything, if there is an unrecognized character, it will be treated as a text, and that will appear as it is on the screen. Okay, that's the basic concept of printf. Okay, as far as the return type is concerned, again, nothing great. It will also return the number of arguments which are printed successfully. If for some reason it couldn't print any argument, that will not be counted, and accordingly you will see the return value. Okay, so let's look at some examples. So I have let's say int a equal to 23. So printf. Okay, I'll just put first %d as it is, comma. See, as I said, it understands format specifier. At this place, it will try to replace the value of a. So in the output, I'm going to see 23 directly. I can do something like this. Printf a equal to %d. Okay, maybe /n, so it goes on the next line, and a. Now this part is, it acts as a text, so it gets printed as it is. %d will be replaced by the argument, so it will be replaced by the value, and /n will make the cursor to go on the next line. That's the effect. So it won't stay on the same line, it will go on the next line. Okay. I can even have maybe a combination of something like this. Let's say if I have a as 5 and t as 3, I'm going to print their addition, but in a very decent form, like a statement. So printf addition of, I want here the first value to be printed, but I want its value to be printed. So %d and %d is %d. See the wonderful way you can design your output. Now the first %d I want is a, second I want is b, and third one I want is a plus b. Are you getting that? So that's how I'll be able to make use of printf along with all the other things, the text and the escape sequences and so on. You can very well see how it will be printed. Addition of, this will be replaced by 5 and this will be replaced by 3 because this is mapped with a, this is mapped with b, and this will be mapped with the addition. So first it will do addition. 5 plus 3 is 8. So the output will be addition of 5 and 3 is 8. And you know, if the values of a and b are changed, your output will be accordingly changed. Now I can even have a simple printf like this. Printf good morning. Okay, maybe put /n if you don't, whatever you want to. Now see how many arguments are there here? No arguments. You know why? Because there is no format specifier. So can I say I can have a printf without format specifier? Yes. So minimum format specifier is required for printf is 0. Whereas for scanf it is at least should be 1. Otherwise the scanf doesn't make sense. But I can write printf without format specifier so that I can have a printf for printing a normal text also. Generally, for accepting input, when we give messages to the user like enter to integers and so on, we generally don't have any arguments. Okay, because we just want to display a pure text message, and that's possible. Understood? So likewise, you will be able to work with printf. Now, what about float? Yeah, I can have float also. Let's say I have float x is equal to 5. So printf %f is for float. I hope you remember format specifier which I taught you in scanf. And then x. Only wonderful part will be the output will be 5.12345 6 zeros. That's the default precision for float. Now what is precision? How can I control precision? Can I make it lesser than what I want? Generally we expect up to 2 decimal. All these questions will be answered in my forthcoming video. I'll be making a video on flags, precision and fill width, or to be very precise in sequence, first fill width, then we'll understand what is the precision concept, how can we handle that, and we'll also see some flags provided by C. Okay, so you can very well look upon that particular video to understand more detailing. But when I work with float, I'll be getting the default precision of 6 decimal places, and hence you got 6 zeros. So instead of x being 5, if I would have had it at 5.32, then the output would have been 5.32 and 4 zeros, because the precision is 6. So I should be able to present 6 decimal places. There was no decimal place here or no decimal digit, so all 6 were zeros. If I have some decimal digits, accordingly zeros will be adjusted. That's what C does while printing. Now I can take maybe some more examples of printf to give you a better idea of printf. Maybe some sort of things you should know, some sort of brain teasers you should know. For example, if I do this, int a is equal to 10, printf, okay, %d, okay, then the first one is a, and the second one is a equal to a plus let's say 50. Okay, now what will be the output? If I would have been doing the teaching, I would have expected you to immediately answer. You know, the first answers that generally people give would be 10 here. So for the first %d, the output will be 10, and for the second one it will be 10 plus 50, that is 60. That's the general output given, which is wrong. You know, the output here would be 60 as well as 60. Now why is it so? Let me tell you. Understand one simple statement, and maybe then by yourself you'll be able to get why the answer is that way. That is the reason is your printf prints from left to right, but it executes from right to left. So it will first prepare the answer for this one. It will prepare, not print. So when it prepares the answer for the first one, a is already being added with 50. So the first one, the answer is 10 plus 50, which is 60. But because it is already being assigned, my a also has got changed to 60. So when it reaches up to this particular part, your a is already become 60. So it is like this. Okay, so try to understand what will be the answer of this one. %d, a comma, a plus 30. Yeah, what will be the answer now? Now you'll immediately answer 40, 40. Yes? No. Now the answer is 10 and 40. Understand one thing, even though it maintains the answer of this one first because the direction is this, but a plus 30 is giving you the answer of the total answer is 40, but it is not getting stored in a, so my a is not getting changed, and hence when it comes to this, it will still print the value of a as 10. I hope you are getting it. So many tricky questions can be created on this. Printf even works very beautifully with different types of constants. For example, if at all I put a as 23, 23 I'm using because 23 we are already aware of. So if I do printf %d, %o, %x, okay, and if I try to print same a, you know, for first a it picks up 23 and %d, so it prints 23 as it is, decimal. For second one it picks up 23 for second one again, but 23 is to be printed in octal. Now you may give answer as 8 to the 16 plus 3, 19. No. I want now 23 to be converted to octal. 23 is not octal. If 23 is converted to octal, then I'll be having a different way of doing it. It's like I'll be going for 8 to the 16 plus 7, which is 23. Are you getting it? Whereas if I try to go for again 23 and convert that to hexadecimal, it could be 16 1 the 16 plus 7. You can very well check this with your own compiler. Currently I'm not getting into that. Soon maybe we'll start with programs also. So I'll be using my compiler, but you can very well check that and you will obviously be surprised to see that this is what you get as a answer. If you're still not clear about it, you can put some queries or some doubts if you have in comments, and I'll be able to answer them. Okay, maybe the last part we'll talk about, we've already had done printf. I'm just giving you wonders of printf. See, printf, you know, integer and character are interchangeable. So if at all I have something like this, let's say char ch equal to capital A. All of you remember what exactly it stores. Sorry, this is ch. What it stores inside is 65 ASCII value. Now I can print something like this. Very wonderful. See, ASCII of %C is %D and ch comma ch. See the strength of format specifier. ASCII of, now it will take up ch, but it is printed in %C. So A is, again it takes ch 65, but %D will be printed as 65 itself. So I can print a character in an integer form using %D, or maybe an integer in character form using %C. That's the strength of format specifier. Isn't it? If I instead of just directly assigning ch to A, if I use scanf here, if I ask user to give a character and then use this printf, it's a very short program to accept a character and display its ASCII value. So thereby I'll be able to test all the ASCII values. If you remember, in one of my previous videos when I had talked about ASCII values, I had just randomly given you ASCII values like /n is 9, /n is 10, /t is 9, blank space is 32, 0 is 48, and so on. And I said, okay, maybe I'll show you how to prove the given ASCII values are correct. So this is the way, if at all you combine this with scanf, which we already learned, it becomes a small program for giving the ASCII value of the given character. Okay, likewise, there are many things we can discuss about printf. But as far as printf is concerned, the basic is very simple. So let's conclude. Printf is a formatted output. It has got a set of arguments again, control string and argument list. Only thing is that arguments are not preceded by address operator. We just want their value, not the address. In control string, I can have format specifier. I can even have escape sequences like /n/t and all. I can even have any text. Text will be printed as it is. Escape sequence will have its effect, and format specifier will be replaced by the corresponding argument's value. Okay, again, like scanf, printf will be our usual thing to work with, because every program we have no other option but to work with scanf and printf for sure. So this was a sincere effort for making you clear about the concept of printf so that you'll be able to work with it more confidently. Okay, now as I said, now we can start with small programs also where we only need computation. So such programs we can take up. But I'll still spend one more video for going in more details of fill width, precision and flags, and that will rather close input output, maybe I'll say in a very satisfied manner. Okay, but this video was about printf. So as far as printf is concerned, that's it from my side. Thank you and happy learning.